I was wrong. I picked Seattle, and I was wrong. I was
You
wrong.
was wrong.
I said they needed to run the ball in order to win. I was wrong. What's up, everybody? Another Viva Los Bills. Welcome back. Buffalo Will, aka no Buffalo Will, duh. Along with everybody's favorite cousin Vinny. What's
What's
up,
up? What's
Vinny?
up? Man, I'm feeling good, baby. Feeling good. What you eating over there, man?
I'm eating some crow in your face because I
how,
picked
how
against
does it
the Bills.
how does that crow taste, Will?
Like chicken. What's
Oh
up,
man.
everybody? I was wrong. I was wrong. You know, I went
Hey,
with my.
it takes a big man to realize he was wrong.
That's right. Thank you. So hold on. We got, you know what we gotta do.
Oh yeah, baby.
Gotta reach over here
Oh yeah.
while
I
I eat
got
my
mine
crow.
ready.
While I eat my crow. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save this one for later because I kind of did like you did. I got jealous when I went
Oh,
and found out one of these voodoo ranger
sweet, sweet.
IPAs. So I'm gonna let the medalla cool off because it's not really cold. I forgot to put it in the fridge. Yep.
I
You
got
know,
a bottle for him, baby. In a bottle.
I don't think they have the bottle ones here. So
Oh,
let
yeah.
me get my handy dandy keys. Hold on. I got a little bills. You can't really see it, but my bills keychain. There it is. There you go. It's upside down. Bam. So let's open this up.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills, to the fans, everybody out there. Ah,
Yes.
wepa.
Good job, Bills. Good job, boy. It
There.
tastes so much better over a big win.
Yep, indeed. Big win indeed.
Woo.
Ah, gotta put that away there. Let's see. Well, Bobby's reaching out. I hope we're going out. He says we're on. Uh, anyway,
Ah,
so what you take, man? What were your little quick takes off that game? I mean, we'll go into it more, but you know what? Here, let's show up real quick. We're gonna throw out the game day roster. If you want, look at it there real quick. It seems like everybody was there. Harrison Phillips, he got sat. They sat him down again.
yep, yep.
He get no playing time. Uh, Lee Smith, he was out. Mitch Morse, with concussion protocol, he's out. He didn't get to play. TJ, another guy who was out. Jake Fromm, where he's COVID protocol guy, just sitting there waiting to get some action one of these days. And Josh Norman, again, he didn't play. Dawson Knox returned to the squad this week, which was nice to see.
Yes, sir.
Feliciano was holding down the center position. We only went with 2 running backs, which was a little different. Usually we run 3, and then Andre Smith got called up for the linebacker position,
Yep.
and played well there. Take this bad boy down. I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll hit a little news in between, but this game was on point, man. I thought, like I said, they needed to run the ball in order to win this to control the pace of the game. But our defense showed up, man. They were laying down some hits.
A lot of people saying, "Well, how can your defense show up when they scored 34 points against you?" But they made the plays when they needed to make the play. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, was I happy with the defense? We could have done a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had 5 sacks. AJ Klein, man, well, what a game he had. When it counted. My take on the game is I love the way they just came out on all cylinders right away. I mean, as soon as when the kickoff and Andre Roberts had a 60-yard return, I literally went to the kitchen to grab something to drink, come back. We were already up 7-0. I was like, yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Which, they said they had attack. It was some disparaging number. You probably have the number in front of you, but I think we passed the ball like 28 times and ran the ball like 4 or 5 times. It's a really lopsided deal. But what we said, it was going to be a shootout. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I told you it was going to be a 50-plus game. And shoot, they were like, what is it, 70, 60, 68? 78 points total. So, I'm extremely happy of how they came out firing off the gate. All three phases of the game with beautiful special teams. Andre Roberts, would have really put the icing on the cake for me if Tyler Bass would have hit that 61. What is it, 61 yarder? He had attempt and went wide right.
It went, yeah, wide right. It was
Yeah,
say wide
but
right.
it was like insane. It was like 59 or 61
It
yards.
was a long kick.
Yeah.
So, but I think what was it, 19 yards? I mean, 19 carries.
Mhm.
So said thing. Hold on, listen to us over here. I don't want to hear us. So, and yeah, it's like he said. Okay, or I said our defense stood up, but they still did give up 34 points. It was a lot of points.
Yeah.
Trey Edmonds played better this week. 11 tackles, 8 solos, 1 sack, 2.5 tackles for a loss. 1 pass deflected. It was actually a big play on third down. He smacked that down and he got to the quarterback once. He hit him. He had that sack. AJ Klein stepped up big. He had a good game. Right. He had 5 tackles. All were solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for losses. He had 1 pass deflected. He hit the quarterback 4 times.
Yeah.
So he stepped up. And like I said, like a few weeks ago, I'm like, the guy's not going to get into rhythm if he doesn't get to play.
Absolutely.
Get him in one play, 2 plays, whatever.
You got to get them reps. You got to get them reps.
He has to get the reps. Sure. And if you would have told him, hey, man, you're going to come sign here and we're going to run the 46 and you're not going to play or the nickel, whatever you want, I don't know if he signs here,
Yeah.
But Milano's out, but he's stepping it up. Another big game player was Poyer, man. He had 10 tackles, 7 solo, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 pass deflected, and he had a pick. And Trey White, they went at him, and he got his pick. I was surprised on how bad their offensive line played.
Horrible.
Or, hey, our defensive line played just that much better. They were on point, So the one thing I didn't like about our O-line, Feliciano was playing center, and he's not their center really, so he was off a little. But we did give up 2.5 sacks to their defensive tackle, which is not too good. That means we're a little weak in the middle.
I think we gave up a total of 7 sacks in that game, which is kind of – it's a lot.
I don't think it was that many. I think
we
had
7 sacks, I believe, that we gave up. Yeah.
I'm going to have to look at that. Where am I? I'm over here looking at the other thing. Anyway, they were on point. Where's the Bills? I'll tell you right now. Offense. Well, their defense had, 7 sacks. I didn't even think it was that high.
Yeah, they had 7 against us. We had 5 against him. Another crazy stat was the quarterback for Seattle got hit 16 times. 16 times, which is NFL, this season NFL high. He got hit most.
Anyway, they were on point. Sorry, go ahead.
Right now. That's okay. Yeah, I thought it was my headphones. Yeah, he got he's the highest hit rate with 16 this week against him. So they put the pressure on him. Like you could say our defensive line was good or the offensive line was bad, one or the other. But hey, they came and balled out when they needed to. You know what I mean? And from what I heard, Josh Allen was playing. You couldn't tell. But he played with a heavy heart because his grandmother passed away the night before. So, which is another story we're going to bring up later about how amazing the Bills Mafia is and how the fans come together. But we'll talk about that a little while, unless you want to touch on that.
Where's the hat, Buffalo Will? I went off without a hat. What's up, Bobby? Bobby joined us. Actually, we're talking over here, so let me throw this bad boy up there, and there it was, man. The Bills won. We got the big win. It was beautiful. It was a game, like I said, we needed to win because the next few games are tough. You're going to play Arizona, and Arizona is not a walk in the park. These guys are scoring like big. They're putting up a lot of yards, which we'll talk about later. So, you have to get these wins in now.
Yeah, we're 2.5 point underdog right now as we speak. I don't know if the numbers changed, but that was before. I think the Seattle game. It might have changed a little bit, but as of last I heard, we were 2.5 point underdogs. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm just extremely happy that we got that win. I was looking at my picks for the year, and I had them losing in Seattle, but at the last second last week, I started seeing how horrible their defense is, and I was like, man, if Josh, like I said last week, you go back to the tape. I said if Josh, it's going to be a shootout. If
Mhm.
Josh takes control, man, and is on point, we're going to win. I had it a lot closer, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it however we can get it.
No, listen, a win is a win. What is it? The most beautiful win in the way? No, our defense, like you said, they stepped up when they needed to. They made some big plays. They were able to stop Russell. Well, not really stop him, but hey, they got to him. They knocked him down. My numbers on him weren't that pretty. Like you said, we had 5 sacks, which was great because besides that, we really haven't had that many. He was 28 for 41. He did throw for 390 yards. Just imagine. Sacked him 5 times, and he doesn't fumble 2, and he doesn't throw 2 picks. He could put up crazy numbers.
Yeah.
He rushed.
Well, let me ask you a question, Will. But this win and the way Josh Allen played, do you think he's in contention for MVP this year? Do you think he's in at least in the mentioning of being MVP towards MVP this year? I mean, he's throwing up some amazing numbers, man.
He has to be. There we go. Look at where was it? Let me see. Bam. And for the second time, that we're talking about Josh here. Hey, this is one thing you brought up to me, and we'll throw this out there. I got to scoot to the right so we can see. Hey, Josh Allen gets the laugh last. You sent this to me. I downloaded it here. Can't wait to catch passes from one of my favorite quarterbacks. There you go, Jamal Adams. Not only you got toasted when you were at the Jets, you get toasted when you're on the Seahawks. Listen, Adams is a beast. He's more like a linebacker than a corner or a safety.
Yes.
He probably should be playing weak linebacker or something. And then you got Jalen Ramsey, talk that one year. Hey, Allen is trash. That's a stupid draft pick to me. He beat him when they were on Jacksonville. He did run the ball more, but he still got there. He did his plays.
Yeah,
look at his numbers this year.
Yep. It's incredible. Look at Jamal Adams. He played us when he played with the Jets. He was the game changer that first couple games ago. Then he got injured. I believe he got injured, and then we wound up winning that game. But in this game, he actually cost them the game because it was a huge 3rd and long, and he had a penalty against Cole Beasley that gave us, it was like a 3rd and 16 or something, where he bumped them past 5 yards and we got the penalty, which gave us an automatic first down, which actually was a game changer right there. Because that was a long 3rd and 16. We were up by 7. And that's when they gave John Brown that little bubble screen that brought us down to the 1, and we wound up scoring, which pretty much put the game away.
That was a pretty play too. I must say that little bubble screen was a great call at the time. It was
because they were blitzing. They kept blitzing. And what can you do to counter that blitz? You either do a draw play or you do a screen play, and it was beautifully called, beautifully executed. There was zero coverage, so that middle of the field was wide open, man. As soon I even called, I said, man, a nice screen. I didn't expect a bubble screen. I expected more of a running back screen. But as soon as he hit that bubble screen, he went up in the middle. There was nobody there. And I'm surprised, to be honest with you, John Brown's knee might be really bothering him, because once he had daylight, I was sure nobody was going to catch him. Somebody caught him, one of the safeties, or somebody caught him from behind. So, and from what I've seen on the injury report, I don't think he even practiced this week.
I know he set out Wednesday. I'm not sure about today. I do have it. I didn't look at it really.
Okay.
One thing was, hey, for the second time this season, bam, right here, offensive player of the week. There we go. You want to read this, or you want me to read it?
You can read it. Go ahead, man.
Oh man! All right, I got work. Josh Allen has been named AFC Offensive Player of the Week. This marks 4th career honor, and the 2nd this season. He joins Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas as the only players in team history to ever earn the honor twice in a season. This guy, he's doing some work this year. Allen led the Bills to a 44-34 win on Sunday, completing 31 of 38 pass attempts for 415 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 rushing, no interceptions, and a passer rating of 138.5. Wow. Hold on, I got to take a sip here. My mouth's getting dry.
Yes, sir. I beat you to it.
All right. In just his 3rd season, I was surprised when I read this. Allen has already tallied 4 career games with 3+ passing touchdowns, 3 passing and 1 rushing touchdown. Allen joins Jack Kemp This was a stat I did not know, as the only players in NFL history with 4 such seasons with that. That's
Oh,
kind of big. And moving on from here,
or such games.
Sports Illustrated. Where is it?
The Daily.
The Daily, right
Yeah.
here. Bam!
Yes, sir.
Josh Allen,
Who
Buffalo.
is he stiff arming? Who is he stiff arming right there?
I'm not sure. That's not Ramsey, is it?
I don't know. I think it is.
I don't think so. It would be if that was Ramsey, man. You would have
That
to
would be
post that everywhere.
that
So
would be classic. That's what happens. Listen, you got to. I love when Josh and them, and especially McDermott,
mhm,
he's at like in the postseason, like post game locker room. He says, "Stay humble and stay hungry."
yeah.
That's why I love Josh. He's just a working class guy, quiet. He doesn't talk trash. He lets his play on the field show who he is and how he plays. He doesn't talk. That's
Mhm.
why Jalen Ramsey, they talk a good game and this and that. But now they're eating the same thing you were eating in the beginning of the show. And what is that?
Whoa. You want to throw out the crow again? Where? Hold on.
They eat, they eat some crow. I hope you're eating that with blue cheese and not no ranch dressing.
It's straight crow, no flavor.
You, hey, it's dry and it's going down. But hey, listen, you called it. I just happened to change it because I really looked into how Seattle was playing. I know Russell's the man,
Mhm.
but their defense, I don't think they're gonna go far unless they do some serious changing on defense or something, happens. I don't see them going past second round or playoffs, if anything. You know what I mean? The offense can keep them in the game. But another thing I was gonna say, I know Feliciano, we had him at center.
Mhm.
And it was two injuries. Cody Ford got injured. He was replaced, and who else got injured? But you immediately felt the change.
I think it was it Winters. I think
Yeah,
but he
Brian
came
Winters
back.
got hurt
He
too.
came
No,
back.
I don't think he came back. I think he hurt his ankle or something like that. But anyway, they both were out, and immediately you could see the pressure coming.
Oh yeah.
So it was like night and day. So these guys are really essential. John Feliciano, since he's come back, our running game last week was a lot better. This week, I just feel like they're more comfortable with John Feliciano. John Feliciano said he don't mind playing center because it takes less pressure off his pec injury, you
Okay.
know. So he likes playing there for right now. And when he was asked, he was like, he was at 97%, which is pretty healthy. So
Well,
I'm
the
glad
thing
we got
is,
him back.
we should have everybody coming back now. I think this week everybody will be back, which is pretty cool.
What happened with Trey's injury with his ankle? I know it was a scary moment in that fourth quarter towards the end of the game.
I'm not sure. I meant the offensive line. Like I said,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were
downloaded
going through the whole injury report. Okay, my
no, I
bad.
didn't do that. Yeah, I actually had downloaded it from Buffalo Bills PR from Twitter, and I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay.
The one thing is, yeah, it's a totally different line. Mitch Morse, he did practice yesterday, and he practiced, I think, full today. That I believe I saw. We need that whole offensive line, and
Absolutely.
when everybody's healthy, you see the difference. And Feliciano, when he came back and he played those few plays before Mitch got hurt, he was tearing people up.
Yeah.
By the way, no crows were harmed during my thing. And Bobby, you came on a little later. I was eating crow to make face because I took Seattle over the Bills. I stayed with my pick. Hey, listen, if I would have thought the Bills were gonna blow them up like that, I would have went with the Bills. And I told you, I was like, there's no reason why the Bills can't beat all these teams. There's no reason why they could compete. And if their defense gets to where they were like last year, and everybody's healthy, it's going to be nasty. Teams are going to have a problem with us. And I did pick the Bills against Seattle as my Super Bowl pick. So maybe that was a preview for that game, and who knows. Now, what's going on? I know I've worn this shirt before, and you brought it up. So stronger together.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw this picture up there. I know we already showed it, AFC Player of the Week. But like you said, hey, Josh Allen recently said, hey, he never wants to leave Buffalo. As you touched on, his grandmother passed away unexpectedly on Saturday, and the Bills fans, Bills Nation, Bills Mafia, whatever you want to call us or whatever, they rallied to show their support by donating to the Olympia Children's Hospital in memory of Patricia Allen, his grandmother. Josh said, my family is forever engraved here. myself included. I don't ever want to leave. Uh, Alan said via ESPN, I want to play for as long as I can and give back to the community and Bills Mafia. More than $315,000.
400 as of 2 hours ago.
Was it 400? The last one I saw.
Yep.
So has been donated to the charity. People were making contributions of $17, being that that's his number. By the way, Viva Los Bills sent in a donation too. I ended up clicking on there and I sent a donation.
Sweet.
When I saw and heard about it, So it's great. Like, it's crazy how Bills fans, when something happens, man, they are always supporting, like whether it be the team or the town up there, which is it's pretty cool.
It's awesome. And who better to exemplify what a fan base is other than the Bills fans that were voted the best fans in the NFL. So they're living up to the name. They show love. I mean, even when a couple years ago when what's the name from Cincinnati won us that playoff spot,
Yeah,
Bills fans were donated to his cause.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. They loved him so much that he got us that win for the playoffs that Bills fans were donated to his cause, which is awesome. That's good stuff right there.
So I was going to say this, Bobby just clicked it. Hey, we're not only known for this, we do good too.
Yes, sir.
Crazy and do that. So thanks, Bobby, for reading my mind. Because I was going to say, let's throw that out there. Another thing, hey, these two guys putting in work. Boom. Yeah, Beasley man. And Diggs. Diggs has 813 yards. Beasley has 533.
Diggs is leading the league, by the way, in receptions and total yards. He's number one in the league right now.
Yep. Each of them actually established career bests in receiving yards through the first 9 games of a season. So both of these guys are putting in work. Diggs, like you said, is number one. And, hey, he's even doing better than he did in Minnesota. So good for these guys putting in work and working together as a unit.
What I loved about this game is that Josh spread it around. John Brown had 8 targets for 99 yards. He was one. If you'd have went that 1 yard to score the touchdown, he'd put him at 100 yards. Mm-hmm. So he was targeted 11 times. Stephon was targeted 9 times. He had 9 catches for 118 yards. And Gabriel Davis had a quiet game, believe it or not. He had 4 for 70. And I don't know, but I don't know if you remember the catch that he had that he scored, but they brought it back because he was out of bounds.
I thought he had more than that.
Nah, it was 4 for 70. He had a touchdown, but the one touchdown, they said he ran out of bounds. Mm-hmm. But when they did the review, his heel didn't hit outside. So I'm really surprised McDermott didn't challenge that.
Yeah.
But as they were saying during the game, his numbers aren't really good with the challenges. I think he's 3 for like 18 or something like that. So
yeah,
but they need to get somebody upstairs to really review that, because when they played it over, I looked at it, I was like, man, I thought he was initially out, but then when they zoomed in, you could see his heel never touched outside. So that kind of negated a second touchdown for Gabriel Davis, which would have put us up, I think, 3 scores at the time.
Yeah, no, they need to be faster upstairs at reviewing stuff because, like you said, that could have been a touchdown. Instead, I think they got a field goal, right, for that one. It would have been nice. Also, Diggs and Beasley combined have 1,346 yards, which ranks 3rd in the NFL amongst wide receiver duos. So just imagine if Smoke wasn't injured for, 2-3 games already?
Yeah. And I also saw an article, too, about, how Josh Allen started real hot the first 4 games of the season, and then he kind of slowed down. I believe he injured his shoulder. Who was that, against Kansas City?
Yeah, it was his left shoulder, though.
It was his left shoulder. Well, they say, I believe it was Jesse Palmer, as his quarterback's coach, said that he had to work with him with a brace. I mean, this is the first game I've seen him without a brace on, too. So they say that's why the reason a couple other quarterbacks, I don't remember their names, but had the same injury, and they say they tend to sail the ball a lot. So that's why Jesse Palmer worked with Josh and got the technique and the footwork right to get him back on, target. I didn't realize that your left shoulder really. See, I don't know anything about quarterback position, but they say that once it's kind of like in the movement and your feet and the ball will sail on you. But I guess Jesse Palmer worked with him and got him to get back on point. He's healed. He didn't have the brace on. That's why his numbers are starting to come up again. So Josh, If you run, please slide. Please just slide. Don't. I mean that he's a beast. I mean he's a hard man to take down. He's a big man, but these guys are they're wanting to hit him. They know he's going to run the ball. And he's reckless. Let's face it. That's something that he needs. We want him to work on. He's been running a little bit better, protecting the ball a little bit. But when you see a quarterback running, these guys' eyes are getting wide eyed. They just want to lay the hit on him.
Yeah. One thing real quick. Our buddy Dave Brown, it's not popping up here for some reason, but he's like, go Vikings, because he's a Viking fan. He always says that. Bust some chop. Dave's a good guy. He's like, what's good? Go Bills. What's up? What's good, peeps? Go Bills.
What's up, man?
Mother-in-law is saying te veo. Such word in Spanish, meaning that she sees me. Also, Kyle. Hey, Buffalo Will, cuz Vinny. Game ball to AJ Klein.
Absolutely.
I don't know who got the ball. I didn't see the press conference, but yeah, man, I would have given it to AJ.
Yeah.
AJ came up big.
He balled out, man.
Over. Big. That one big hit, which caused the fumble, I believe.
He stripped him. He stripped the ball. He hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Stripped the ball right before he head to the ground. So that was a forced fumble recovery, which was huge at the time too. I mean, you should have seen me. I went crazy when he did that.
Yeah. No, it was great. I was like screaming, cheering in the living room by myself. But, big game for them, man. They stepped up, which like I said, I wasn't expecting them to play like that, but they did. It was huge, and a big win. Hey, real quick, let's go like we always do. ESPN Power Rankings. ESPN has us at 8th still. And we
never moved up.
8th. Yep. And also, I know you said it, hold on, with the whole MVP talk, my buddy Dennis, I don't remember if you remember from last week, he's like, if they lose, Josh Allen should be kicked out of the MVP talk.
Yeah.
Dennis, but this is what happened. Bam! The Bills win. The Bills win. And he's putting up crazy numbers, dude, for the year so far.
Yeah, man.
AFC Player of the Week twice. The Bills are 7-2 right now.
7-2.
7.
I mean, he had 238 passing yards in the first half.
Yeah,
we were leading 17-0. I think before halftime we were 24-10. I think it was at halftime.
Yeah, crazy. But anyway, like you said, I mean, his numbers, his passing ratings up. Where I think I have his numbers somewhere around here. Where is it? Allen, he's thrown for 2,587 yards, 19 touchdowns, 5 picks. He's at a 68.9 completion rating percentage, which is better than his whole he has had
last year. Yeah.
If you want to go, the guy's putting it up. His rating is at 107.2. He's having a monster year so far. His rushing is down, which is good. He's not running as much. He has 65 carries for 241 yards with 5 touchdowns. You can't take anything away from him. Yeah, you could say, he has all these weapons, but so does Russell Wilson. Yeah. So does Patrick Mahomes. So does Lamar Jackson. What are you going to take that away from them? You can't. He's putting in the work that he has with the talent he has around.
Absolutely.
Just imagine.
And he's spreading the ball. A couple of weeks ago, we and you were talking to how he's kind of keying on Diggs too much.
Yeah.
This week proved the song. I just showed you the numbers. John Brown had almost 100 yards. Beasley was close to 100. Gabriel Davis. I don't know what the Knox numbers were, but he had a couple good catches there too. So he spread the ball around.
Yeah. And I kept saying week after week, they need to spread the ball. To spread the ball. Spread the ball. Stop forcing it, because at the one point, what was it? I think Diggs had 22 passes, like
above everybody else.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Mike, you can't do that. It's too many, way too many. Kyle said, "Never mind ESPN with their ratings, 8-8, going down to CBS Sports." They actually dropped us. We were at 6.
That's great.
Down to 5th. So if our defense,
what did Seattle do? What can you see with the update on Seattle? Did they drop any spots? Because they, not for nothing, the Bills looked really, really good, or Seattle looked really, really bad. Something got to give. So I'd like to know if they update their rankings, their power rankings, see if they went up.
Well, you keep talking so I could look.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, really think about it. They're literally pretty much pegged in to go to the Super Bowl. But
there was one thing I'm cutting you off. There was one thing I saw though. was, I think it was in CBS Sports. They put up like the top 10 quarterbacks or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They had this kid Murray, like
Kyler
Murray, like 4th or 5th or something like that, and then they had uh, Allen at 9th.
Yeah,
Like,
Josh and Allen got better numbers than him.
Yeah.
In comparison, he has better numbers than him. I thought it's insane.
Yeah, to me it makes no sense. I'm like, what? How the hell are you going on with that? Anyway, where's the ESPN freaking power standings here? So I don't know. I gotta look for this. Good Lord, I only look for our squad, bro. Power rankings. Look at this. All this other crap comes up. Jesus. All right, Bob. I mean Bobby, Benny. Good Lord. Here we go. Let's see. Seattle. I gotta take a sip of this. This one's not part of our format. Now I'm gonna look over here. All right, Seattle. They went from they dropped. They're at 7 and they were at number 3. Wow. So they dropped 4 spots.
4 spots. That's substantial.
Yeah, it's crazy. And right now, Pittsburgh Steelers are number 1, and they're the only team that's 8-0. So hey, they have to be number 1. You know.
Yeah.
So I blame them there.
By the way, I got a friend of mine that's coming on when we play them on the 13th next month.
Okay.
He's coming because he's saying that Pittsburgh's getting disrespected because they're 8-0 and the strength of schedule. But realistically, if you look at who they played and who they beat, I mean, you can pull it up. I think the only true win that they got was against Baltimore, and that was a squeaker. They barely pulled that one off. But hey, we'll see what comes December 13th. We'll see how they are, how we are, and his name is Dwayne. He'll be on here discussing his team, discussing what he thinks is going to happen. But that's way later on down the road. I'm just throwing that out there. Next week, the Bills have a bye, so we're gonna be on next week. So we're gonna try to get some people on to kind of fill in and probably get people from other teams or probably get some other guys that we had on before and just kind of like shoot the you know what and talk about how the season's going, what we expect for the rest of the season, and how we fare as a unit, as a team, and what do you think what we think the weaknesses are and what our strengths are. So I'm looking forward to next week also.
Oh yeah, no. And hopefully we get a win, and then we're even happier during that discussion. Whoa, that's Bobby throwing out his team over there. The Steelers were telling, "Come on, Bobby."
Bobby knows Dwayne, but Bobby, Dwayne Smith. He's coming on, so we'll be glad to have you and Dwayne on, Bobby, so we could discuss.
See, I always thought Bobby was more of a.
There you go. Look.
Got him fired up.
Is that Dwayne James' friend?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in years. Cool.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it. Enjoy it.
Bobby. I thought you were a Giant fan. And now you're a Giant or
no. And if you look at my sports fandom, it was Notre Dame first, Pittsburgh second.
Big win, by the way, man. Huge win by Notre Dame.
Oh yes, and Yankees and Giants were like tied for third.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in Pittsburgh like in the late 70s when they were winning Super Bowls.
Yeah,
that's a little like that was like when they started winning after Parcells got hired.
That was a little disrespectful, trying to equal or compare the Yankees and the Giants. But jumping back over here real quick, Kyle said, "Never mind ESPN. Jordan Poyer and Jerry Hughes played very well." Yes, they did, especially Poyer. Poyer really had a good game.
Yep.
Hughes had a sack, which was good. And then he also put down ESPN always has a narrative. To them, it was all about what Russell Wilson lost the game or whatever. So it's true. A lot of times people don't want to give the Bills credit.
Absolutely.
They'll say, okay, Russell played bad.
Nobody gives Jordan Poyer credit too. I mean, I believe he got 68 tackles so far. A lot of people's like, well, a safety shouldn't have that many tackles, but the way we're playing, hey, that looks like he's going to be in the Pro Bowl. I'm predicting Jordan Poyer will be in this year's Pro Bowl.
I'd hope so. We got to look at those predictions too. I got to look at mine where they're at because I know I had Tremaine Edmonds as being one of the top linebackers in the league. I still think he is. He's just not playing like it right now.
I
got
think
his
he's
back.
playing hurt. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's been playing
tackling?
work. I think he's getting better.
Yeah.
I think he was the last, he was playing more hurt. I say probably 2-3 games ago. And
Yeah.
it was, you could really see it, and I think he's feeling better now.
Yeah.
And look, man, he had a good game last week.
Yeah.
And I was, I don't know if it was ESPN or CBS or one of them were saying, "Hey, he needs to step up." He did step up last week.
Yeah.
You
A
know,
couple of weeks ago, watching him play, because I kind of honed in on him. He had a couple bad angles. I was a little concerned about him, to be honest with you. But it came out that he's playing injured. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He's out there playing injured. Look what happened to Milano. Milano was in there. He was hurt, and people could tell. So they're gonna attack you. And a lot of people are upset because Milano's out. But man, you try tackling somebody with a chest injury. I mean, that's where you get your whole core. I mean, for tackling. So you can't blame the guy.
and it's not like you're tackling guys who weigh 100 pounds.
Yeah, they're coming full speed.
Yeah, these are 200 and plus pound guys, except some of the receivers might be 190, but I doubt it. Most of them are over 200 pounds and muscle. And linebackers, they're taking on these offensive guards that are pulling that are 300 plus pounds. You can't, man. Yeah, if you got a torn pec or whatever he had, you can't be doing that. You give the guy a break. Has he been hurt? Yeah, he's been hurt. It happens all his career so far, which kind of stinks. But when he's in there, man, he's a game changer. It's totally different. Edmonds is more of the run support, and he can drop in the middle and cover. But Milano could cover most tight ends, running backs, and there's a certain amount of receivers he could go out there.
Oh yeah,
too.
Absolutely.
It's totally different. And angles, like you say, AJ Klein to me, man, he takes a lot of bad angles, but he's getting better. He's getting the reps in there. And our D lineman, same thing. There was a few times Murphy took a straight line instead of taking a little loop out and forcing them inside.
To contain,
Yeah, and that's one thing they're not going to be able to do next week. If they try to take bad angles on this kid, he's running like a monster so far. We'll touch on that later. But the guy, he's putting up numbers.
He looks like. Have you seen him run? He looks like a little 5-year-old running with the ball. But he's fast. But he's fast as heck, though.
Yeah, that's because he's small, man. He's a small dude.
He ain't that small. He's 5'10". So quarterback standards. Yeah, these quarterbacks now are averaging. What's Josh 6'5", 6'6", something like that. He's a big,
I think. Yeah,
he's a big boy. A lot of these quarterbacks are tall.
Look at Russell's the same thing, right? He's 5'10" or something, 5'11". He's small.
Yeah.
So but he looks smaller.
Yeah,
he looks tiny. Some news real quick. Christian McCaffrey came back for the Carolina Panthers. I didn't start him on my fantasy team like a dummy because I didn't think he was going to play much. The guy balled out. What happened after the game? Shoulder injury. He's going to sit out this week.
Yeah.
Bobby's boys, right now they're prepping like they're not going to have Big Ben because of COVID contact list. But they're prepping actually like they're going to have him, but they're not sure if he's playing on Sunday or not. So who knows what's going to happen with the Steelers, if Rudolph starts. I mean, that defense is playing strong enough that, hey, maybe they don't need him, but there's a chance the guy doesn't play. Also, the Ravens were told they had a player test positive for COVID-19 today. John Harbaugh said they have been taking extra precautions as it relates to the virus. Actually, they said the players wore masks on the sidelines this week in the Indy, and everybody wore their masks on the flight back home. So they were one of the first teams, I guess, to all wear masks on the sidelines while they were in there. So, they don't want to lose nobody, and it makes sense, especially at this time. We're getting close. We're a little over midway.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose nobody, especially for a long period of time due to COVID. Tua, Miami Dolphins won again. Still on our tail, defense looked better. I mean, Tua, okay, they actually played Arizona, who we're playing this week. Tua was 20 for 28, threw for 248 yards, averaged about 8.9 yards. He threw for 2 touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked 7 times, and he rushed the ball he was sacked 3 times. He rushed the ball for 7 times for 38 yards. Now, Murray in that game, he went 21 for 26, threw for 283, averaged about 10.9 yards, threw for 3 touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked once. Difference was he ran the ball 11 times